In this episode of Food Service Worker. This episode is titled, How Do You Get a Job as a Cook for a Daycare? Now, this video is more of a possibility of requirements you may need to qualify in order to work around these types of schools that are like a franchise in a way, not like your normal daycare like some daycares are, where it's like some small amount of kids and they don't eat, but like at a real maybe fancy daycare where it's more like I'll go into a little detail in it later in this video if I remember, but and you'll get where I'm coming from. So, in the state of Florida, if you're going to be working in a daycare that is a franchise, right, and it has infants, starts out with infants all the way up to VPK, you're going to need to be able to pass a background check if you're in the state of Florida. Okay, so in the state of Florida, you have the Department of Children and Families, which requires you to be able to pass a background check that is probably a little bit more stricter than a job where you would be working with adults that are like inmates or even in like fast food places or casual dining places like barbecue places or steak like restaurants and stuff like that, or maybe seafood restaurants where you can be a convicted felon and get a job there. But you have to have a good background. You have to have no crimes against kids, no child abuse towards kids, no there's a lot of like crazy stuff. You can't be a felon and can't have any weapons charges, and it's felonies or a red flag right away. So some misdemeanors might get you, but I can't give a whole list, but there are just certain things that you may want to take in mind that if you're not sure, you'll probably find out when you go there to apply. So I had to get fingerprinted, and it cost me money out of my own pocket to do it. And it's around like $80. It may vary wherever you work. Maybe you won't even have to pay for it. Maybe the company will pay for it and all that stuff. But I had to do it myself, and you may need like a serve safe manager, certification, a food handler as well, some experience with cooking, and some experience with dietary needs for kids, how to cater to kids who may be on the allergen side, right? They have special diet needs, maybe religious diets as well. You may have like for example vegans. You may have some that are allergic to certain vegetables. They might be allergic to fish. They might be allergic to certain fruit. They might be allergic to milk. So there's all those things that you're going to have to know how to substitute a food and cater to those kids. You'll have to probably know which kids are allowed to get what. And some places it may be easier than others. I'll talk about my experience a week working at one of those facilities, but I won't mention its name. I will never mention any names in newer videos, so that I don't have to deal with any type of repercussions or the companies feel like I'm targeting them. So with that being said, yeah. So that's something you have to be able to do, and it depends on what type of daycare it is. So other than that, though, that was pretty much the stuff that I had to do. There may be some stuff I might have left out on this video that you may have been curious to know and I didn't answer that, and if I didn't, you can leave it down in the comments below, and if I see it doesn't get flagged as spam, I'll do my best if I can to answer your question. And until then, that wraps up this video. I'll see you all in another episode of Food Service Worker. I appreciate you all for watching.